Hi there, it's Lori, and I'm here with Margaret, Songbirds Creations,
Crochet and more.
Crochet and More. Songbirds Creations, Crochet and More. Um, as you've heard many a time, where did I meet Margaret? I met Margaret in Camille's lives. that's what, that's where I meet a lot of folks. Um, Margaret and I have a similar sense of humor. Um, Margaret does all the crafts on the whole planet, like every single one of them. Just kidding. Um, it just seems like it. But you've been crafting probably your whole life, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I come from a family of crafters, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
um,
That makes a
always
difference. Yeah, so
it
you started
does.
young. You started very young. Whatever craft came first, it doesn't really matter. You just been doing it forever. Yeah. So
Right.
and so that gives you opportunity to try many things, which is
Yep.
awesome. So we met in the live streams and connected, and then I had Margaret be a mod for me. I didn't used to be on so late on Sundays, but that's just what works for my schedule now because of my husband's work schedule. Well, mine are on too late for poor Margaret because she's 2 hours ahead of me, and then hers are on too early because I never get up early and I'm 2 hours behind her. So it's on an occasion I catch hers, and
Oh,
on an occasion she catches mine. But and our reasons are honestly our husbands, and our husbands' schedules are pretty close to opposite. Her husband
right.
gets up very early in the morning. My husband works overnight and sleeps during the day. So it's a whole different world.
Yep.
So um, I then Zach's Crafts and More. Everybody keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He's still going through it.
Yes.
He's at least not in the hospital anymore, but keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Go check out his channel if you haven't and watch something. Go support because he needs it. Send him hugs virtually or otherwise. Um,
Yes.
and we did a panel where he was asking us. He had a series of questions, right? It was like four or five
Four,
questions,
yeah, something like that.
and then that's where I learned that Margaret does all the crafts. So, and what's funny is Margaret does some of the crafts that my dad does, like stained glass, right? You've done stained glass.
I actually I have dabbled in stained
Yeah.
glass. I don't do it as a real hobby just yet. However,
Yes.
my father had bought a stained glass set of tools and glass and all of this stuff in anticipation that he and his wife were going to do
Mm.
stained glass together. Unfortunately, her health went the wrong direction. She ended up in a nursing home and has since passed away. He still has all these stained glass tools that he doesn't figure he's ever going to use. And he offered them to me once before when I made a trip down to visit him in Myrtle Beach. And I said, oh God, no, if I take any more hobby type stuff home, my husband is going to hang me somewhere because our house basically is a repository for my crafting stuff. Okay. You've seen that cartoon that says, see, my yarn fits in a box, and the husband says, quit calling our house a box. Well, yeah. um, so, yeah, but in the meantime, I've kind of been after my husband to pick up a hobby.
Oh.
And he kind of mentioned that he might be interested in trying out stained glass. And I said, well, so I asked my dad one time when I was talking to him, do you still have all that stained glass stuff left? And he's like, yeah. And I said, hold on to it. I think I'm going to take it off your hands because the hubby
That's
might want to
great.
try it out. So might get to do some stained glass after all.
That's so fun. I learned he taught me we were teenagers, I think. He taught us little things and so like how to use the soldering gun and so we had the beads, the stained glass beads
The glass beads, yeah.
and then you put the whatever that stuff is
Copper wire and
and then
copper,
you
yeah.
and then you solder them together. So
Yep.
we made little hummingbirds and we made little spiders and stuff. That's all I ever have made with it because it's been a long, long time. But he made there's one sitting right over here. I'll, I think I can grab it. knocked a whole bunch of stuff down because that wouldn't be like me at all, would it?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So
Wow. That's gorgeous.
let me actually lean that there so it's secure. Are you secure yet? I actually turn on some light because I have no lights on in here. It's all just sunlight. Yes, he's a very talented. Again, I come from crafty people as well. Just each side of the family was different crafts. But yeah, you can see the flowers and everything there.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like this is yeah, it's a lot of cuts and whatever with the little pieces, but the majority of it's not. Like that's very doable.
Yeah.
So I hope you can get that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would be fun. And it might be something that he and I would do together.
Yes, which would be real fun.
Yeah. I have thought about trying to teach him to do some lapidary stuff. But I'm a little bit leery of him jumping on my tools on his own.
Where? Okay, I got most of the stuff picked up that I knocked down. Have a whole pile of stuff that over there for my subscriber giveaway. But yeah, I think a craft together would be a blast.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I mean, we enjoy getting out and doing some of the same things. I mean, he and I both like to go fishing.
Oh, fun.
We like to go to the dunes and hike around a little bit. Yeah, so we do enjoy some of the same things, but having a craft that we could work on during the winter when we're stuck here in the house, that would be fun.
Sounds like something's spilling. Sorry. Just a second. No, I think it's okay. I think we're okay. I'm an extra kind of disaster. I'm paranoid because of the washer incident. I'll tell that story on the Wednesday video. This will probably drop either this Friday or next Tuesday.
Okay.
Is when I'll do it. But yeah, no, I knew you guys did a lot together. My dad and stepmom, one of their favorite things to do was go fishing together. But they did some of the stained glass together. And she painted. My stepmom did.
Oh.
But my grandma painted and made ceramics. And what else did she do? Feel like she did other artsy things, but then my grandma on my mom's side, it was the yarn arts, the knitting and the crocheting, and the macrame and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, in my family, my mom painted, and my mom knit and crocheted, and both my parents were very musical. My mom played the alto sax.
Cool.
In marching band when she was in high school. My dad played tuba.
Oh, funny.
And they actually had some record albums from when they did band competitions when they were in high school. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, now my mom had a very nice soprano voice, and my dad had a beautiful tenor voice.
Nice.
My dad was very, very serious about his music. All the time that I was growing up, he was a member of Bach Society, and
okay.
So they would do like Bach's choral works and stuff like that.
Cool.
In German, which was kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and when I was a kid, I started taking piano lessons on a harpsichord that my father had built.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty neat. But I was lucky. I inherited a lot of the musicality and the craftiness from either side of my family. So yeah, it was kind of a great atmosphere to grow up in, definitely.
It sounds like, yeah, the arts. a broad appreciation for the arts was instilled, and I think that's so valuable.
Yeah.
I think that's something parents have to choose to do.
Especially these days, now that it's not
Hmm.
got such a strong in the education system. So many schools have lost their art and music programs,
Right.
which is such a huge loss to kids. Well, for one thing, music, because music is numeric.
Hmm.
So having exposure to music and learning to read music and understand time signatures and all of that really strengthens a kid in the math realm.
Yes.
Also, they have proven that setting things that you want a child to learn to music,
Right. Right.
they're going to retain it.
Why do you think we have the alphabet song?
Exactly. So, yeah, so taking out
Right.
music from schools has really, really robbed kids, I think.
We've been
So,
pretty
yes, as
blessed.
parents,
Yeah.
we have to really stress that
Right.
ourselves.
Right. We've been pretty blessed in Colorado that music is still part of every school in our state, as far as I can tell, even the very small rural schools. But again, that's not nationally.
Right,
And, a lot of times parents are working 2 and 3 jobs. So, having witnessed this at the high school level, the kids who had parents who were working 2 and 3 jobs, and like the kind of opportunities those kids or the things they had been exposed to is very different than I had both extremes in my building. I had kids that, were couch surfers, for lack of a better word,
right,
because their parents wanted them to continue to go to our school. Our school was a very good school. Um, but they couldn't afford to live in our area because it was very expensive. Uh, all the way to, I had a student whose family had a swimming pool in their basement and their own helicopter. I don't. Yes, that face is exactly correct. It's like, excuse me, what? All in the same school building.
wow,
That's where
that's
our
amazing.
biggest diversity was. We had from the free lunches or they're not eating to we have so much money we don't know what to do with it. You know,
Right,
it was a wild dynamic, but our school was so good. It's not those kids were still coming to our school and they weren't being sent to elite private schools. So it it was interesting. But
now my high school, I will have to say the area that I grew up in, um, well, because I grew up in Lansing, Michigan, which was
okay,
um, either if you had a good job, you worked either for GM or you worked for the state government.
got it.
Um, yeah, so my dad happened to work for the state. So the school that I went to was, I mean, no, but there weren't any super rich or anything like
Right,
that. I mean, it was very much a working class town.
working middle class kind of town.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so everybody more or less was on the same level, pretty much,
yeah.
as far as um, financial. Um, I will say that one thing that was really lucky is that my school had a very strong art and music program. Um, so it it was really good to come up through that because those were both things that I loved, and so I was able to pursue, those
Right.
interests all through school. Um, it was kind of funny because I was I had met and made a new friend um, in my junior year, and she sang, and so she and I would sing together a lot. I play guitar, and I'd play guitar, and she and I would sing. Well, she came into the class that I was in one day and said, "Hey, they're having tryouts for Quaker singers. I want to try out. Do you want to go try out? And I was like, yeah, why not? So we both got into Quaker singers, which kind of was an elite
Right.
group.
Right.
Well, the choir director says to us both, why are you not in my concert choir? And so he said, well, you need to be in my concert choir. So we had to rearrange our schedules to be able to do that. Luckily, the class that I was dropping out of to be able to do choir, I was able to pick up back up in a different time slot.
Oh,
but
good.
yeah. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But,
Yeah. Yeah. The arts, well, you know, it's interesting what, and again, this can go back to socioeconomic issues. Schools that are losing some of their arts programs, I'm hearing about after school clubs where they're doing crochet and knit clubs and that sort of thing. But again, you have to have the ability to stay after school and
right,
not be dependent on the school's transportation to do that kind of thing.
right.
So it's so hard to know. Like, I'm grateful that those things are happening, but it would be really awesome if they could figure out how to make that part of the day.
Yeah.
And like, you know, again, we're pretty blessed in Colorado so far. The funding's been there to make sure that all the arts, the visual arts, the fine arts, and the um, performing arts, all of them are still in the schools. And
Well, you know, and that was one way that I was lucky, because I was doing Quaker singers. That also counted as a credit, but I was having to give up my lunch hour for it.
oh, okay,
But what was also nice is I no longer had to worry about a phys ed credit because it counted towards a phys ed credit too.
because of choreography. That's so
Well,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that worked out perfectly for me because I hated phys ed, and so I didn't have to go deal with that anymore. And I was getting extra credits to graduate with because I had fulfilled basically all my required credits. So the extra stuff, the extracurricular stuff, kind of was giving me
That's
some.
awesome.
Yep.
I
And
love
then
that.
as far as art classes go, my first year of high school, I just took a general art class. And then the second year of high school, I did an art block. And then my last year of high school, my whole last half of my day was all art
Nice.
class.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And that was really neat because it wasn't such a structured curriculum that,
Right.
we had to go in and learn this and learn this and learn this. We got to more or less choose
Mm.
where we wanted to focus. And yeah, it was a really, really awesome class. And I mean, by the time I was in my senior year of high school, I was already well into the fiber arts by
Okay.
that point. So my big project for my senior year of art was a big wall hanging that was kind of a mixed media type of
Cool.
thing. So I did applique and embroidery and painting, and I mean it was pretty amazing, and it was like a big tree of life wall
Oh, how
hanging.
cool.
Yes, and it was beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't win. I put it in we had a
Yeah.
big art contest in our school, and I put it in the contest. I didn't win, but I did get an honorable mention with it. But I was still pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
We had some very serious artists in senior year of high school. I mean, they were the ones that were going on to graphic arts college, and they were
Right.
gonna do some stuff when they got out of school. I enjoyed being in that class, but it wasn't like it was going to be my life focus. I mean,
Right.
yes, it's helped me further on you know, I've
Sure.
done clothing design and that kind of stuff, costume design, and
Fun.
that's one thing that I really enjoy doing. Um, and going through that kind of art class definitely helped me with that because, you know, I could sit down and draw what was in my head as far as a clothing design that I wanted to make. Um, so yeah,
Nice.
it helped me somewhat to further where I wanted to go, but it wasn't, you know, like it was my total focus. But it was
Right,
great. It
right.
was
It
great.
wasn't what you were considering for careers. It was more
Right.
for you, for your mental well-being, for your creative outlets, all of that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, you said costumes. Did you do costumes for theater groups, or what did you do costumes for?
Mainly dance.
Oh, dance. Okay.
Yeah. So there was an African dance troupe
Oh,
in
cool.
Lansing that I used to do costuming for. And then further on down the line, when I got into the belly dance community,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
I've done a lot of belly dance costumes. One of my belly dance teachers also was, or is, I should say, a Russian gypsy dancer.
Oh,
Um,
what do they wear?
and
How are their costumes different?
um, I would have to show you a picture. Their skirts are very full.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
to make a Russian gypsy dance skirt, so you take a circle and divide it into gores. So
Got it.
normally a full circle skirt is a 6 gore skirt,
Okay.
right? A Russian gypsy dance skirt is 12.
So it spins.
So it's yeah, super
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And yes, that's exactly it. It's huge and has big ruffles on the ends, and that's kind of what gives
Oh,
the skirt the life to be able to do some really cool moves with the skirt when you're dancing. Um, so yeah, I've done some Russian gypsy dance costuming.
that's
Um,
cool.
in fact, one of my very favorite ones that I did, my dance teacher told me she had always had a dream to have a snow maiden costume
Oh, I love that.
because she was from Ukraine
Mm,
and they always had the snow maiden festival
right.
in the Ukraine in the wintertime, and she had always wanted to have the snow maiden costume. And so now, one thing about me, I dream ideas.
Oh, that's cool.
So one day I had laid down to take a nap and I dreamed this costume. And I woke up and got my drawing paper out and drew it and scanned it and emailed it to her. She emailed me right back and said, I want this now. I was like, okay, let's go shopping.
Yes.
So by the next weekend, we were out to the big fabric shop in Chicago
Nice.
and buying fabric for her costume. That skirt, I had 25 yards of ruffle to put on that skirt. I kid you not, Lori. I had ruffle literally from one end of my apartment to the back end of my apartment, back to the front, back to the back. I think it went through my apartment 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was a beautiful costume
Sounds
when it was done.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
did a light blue skirt, and then I put kind of an iridescent sheer fabric
Nice.
and made like a snowflake.
Oh, cool.
So with that, when the skirt was wide open, you could see the arms of the snowflake.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I edged it all with sequins. And then I did like little swirls of sequins that kind of looked like maybe, you know, puffs of wind or something like that. Yeah, it was a beautiful costume when it was done. And then I don't know if you're familiar with the Russian
Yeah, yeah,
headdress,
yeah. Yep.
the kokoshnik.
Yep.
Well, she had somebody build her the base to a kokoshnik,
Okay.
and they kind of semi-decorated it.
Got it.
But I got a hold of it, and boy,
Yeah.
I did it up. I added to the top of the kokoshnik itself, but then I also did hanging from the sides. I did really beautiful beadwork pieces, and then had pearls and beads that hung down and
Oh,
around
cool.
down on her chest. Yeah, it was gorgeous. Unfortunately, it was too heavy to dance in. It was
Ah,
great for taking pictures, but it wouldn't stay on her head well enough to
that
dance
makes
in, and she
sense.
had to get a lighter weight one. I don't even know if it would have been great for her to dance in without all the stuff that I did to it, but everything
Oh,
I did to it just added more weight, and it was
yeah,
top heavy. So yeah.
that sounds just amazing. And like I said, Margaret does all the crafts. So anyway, so I'm looking at the time. Do you have a sign off? I don't recall.
I really don't. I just tell people go and do what you love, be with whom you love, and have a great rest of your day.
Love that. All right, I'll do mine. First, thanks, Margaret, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Um, thank you all for coming in. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Hugs to you all.